Hi there. Today we're going to really indulge in our movement, take our time. It's not very often that we allow ourselves to just drop into a kind of relaxing movement space. We always need it to be really productive in terms of building muscle, toning, losing weight, all that kind of stuff. And we're just going to leave that behind just for today. Okay, so we're going to stretch, a little bit of strengthening, mobilization. Let's lean back and bring the feet just up against the edge of your mat. Okay, so we're just doing some nice hip movements here. So palms down, fingers face away. We're just going to let the knees drop over to the side, keep the chest puffed, and then up and over to the other side. You can relax your feet. Keeping the chest nice and open, the spine nice and long, and really feeling the hips opening and mobilizing through. And this is where we're just going to start to focus in on our breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Dropping into our space. Trying to forget everything that's been today and everything that is to come after class. Just focusing on our body and our movement. Okay. With this next one, we're going to come over, we're going to bring our hands just in front of our shin. Now you can stay here, it's kind of like a modified pigeon, or you can extend your leg behind you, stretch it away. Palms come a little bit in front of you, and I want you to lift up and in with the abdominals. Okay, we're going to take a little tricep dip here. It's going to be a relaxing, calming one. We're just going to let the elbows drop down to the mat as we deepen into the stretch. And then inhale to lift up. So the elbows aren't coming down to the side. You're not leading with your head like this. Our elbows are coming directly down. The spine is long and we're folding from the hip. So we find a little bit more pressure into that stretch through this front leg. And some awareness into the upper back. Making sure that the weight is nice and even through the palms, through the arms. Your shoulders are square. Really turning, twisting towards our left leg here. Let's go for 3 more. And remember, this doesn't have to look perfect or be perfect. We're just taking it as it is today. Last one. And lift up. From here, take your front arm and spiral open. Take a nice side bend. And lift yourself up to where you started, over to the other side, taking the palms down. Maybe you extend your leg, adjust yourself if you need to. Okay, finding that stretch, noticing which side feels a little bit tighter, and then even weight through those hands. So really pull the ribs around, square off the shoulders. Little tricep dip, up and down. Doesn't really matter what's going on with the back leg. It doesn't have to look a certain way. It's just extending away. And we are folding down. This side is way tighter for me. So I wouldn't have known if I hadn't have done this. Okay, pressing into both arms evenly, connecting the shoulders down your back. Your ears and your shoulders have got a nice space between them. Inhale up. Exhale, fold deeper. Last one. Folding in. Lifting up. Turning forwards, bringing yourself back, bringing your feet together. And we're going to take some nice circles. So in cross-legged position now, clapping the hands together and circling forwards. So making sure that those arms are in your peripheral vision. Circling up, inhale. Growing taller as the arms come up. Softening the gaze if you need to. Opening both sides of the body, nice and long and even. You're on your sit bones, you're not leaning forwards or backwards, you're just nicely evenly placed. And then last one, lifting up, we're going to grab onto our elbows here. Imagine you're pulling them apart as your shoulders drop down your back. Okay, so your biceps are up by your ears if that's possible for you, and your head is just nicely placed on top of your spine. From here, pull the elbows just in line with your shoulders, and we're going to take a turn to the left. Lift the arms up, breathe in, press into the right sit bone. Exhale, press down, back through center. We twist, press into the left sit bone. Lift up. So we're not leaning, we're twisting from the mid-back. Okay, so you're not going like this. You're turning the ribs. The pelvis stays exactly where it is. The sit bones are rooting down. And we're using the obliques to mobilize through our spine. Sometimes it's better to keep a nice, close distance with the arms to keep that rotational movement isolated into your back. So try not to lean. Don't worry if you can't come that far around. It's all about the quality of the movement, not how far you get. Twist. Up. With this last one, I really want you to focus on the right rib cage coming forwards as the left one slides back. Inhale and exhale. Slide through, keeping tall. Do not let yourself start to hunch now. And then back through center. Good. Let the arms drop down. Give the shoulders a little roll. Good. And then we're just going to listen down to the right shoulder, pressing through the fingertips of the left hand. Nice neck stretch. Tilt the chin down. Slowly, slowly, slowly roll over to the other side. Listening down to the left shoulder, relax both shoulders, press into your right fingertips and bring your head back up. Okay, we're going to turn around to the side now. Do a little bit of kind of chest expansion here. So legs can be straight or bent. Just want you right up on top of your sit bones, not leaning forwards too much. You're nice and heavy through the back here. Okay, so we're going to lift the arms up. And as we exhale, drop them down. We're going to inhale up. And exhale, drop them down. Inhale as we take it up. Just to a diagonal, the shoulders connect. And we feel that expansion into our ribs. Exhale down. Feel your spine. Feel how tall you feel. How strong your spine feels. And start to engage your lower abdominals to support that. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale up. Exhale, press something down. Your ribs are melting down towards your abdominals. So you should feel your lower abs switching on as you press the arms down. 2 more. Last one. And press. Good. From here, let the arms drift up again, just a little bit above your shoulders, and bring your feet in. We're going to go into some half rollbacks. Okay, so I want you to keep your gaze just over your fingertips, and you're going to start to tuck your tailbone under, but not collapse into your spine. You're still nice and tall. Starting to tuck under, we're going to roll down, keeping the gaze where it is, just to the back of the hips. Breathe in. Don't let your head drop forwards, and roll all the way up. So we're trying to imprint the lower back here. Lift up nice and tall. Exhale, drawing the lower abdominals in and up as we curl down. Bring your feet a bit closer to your bottom if you need to. Chin stays parallel to the earth. Really pulling that lower back down into the mat with your abs. Lifting up. We are stretching our spine down on our exhale. Pulling the ribs away from the pelvis. Good. And this next one will roll all the way down, bone by bone, soften the gaze. Keep the head pulling backwards and take yourself down onto the mat. Bring your feet up. I'm going to scoot myself forward slightly. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. It's important. You are important. And then from here, making sure you've got a nice neutral pelvis and your feet are further enough away that you just feel nice and comfortable. Thigh bones just dropping into your hips. I'm going to open the arms out. Palms are going to face up. From here, just take a nice deep breath, and I want you to puff your chest up with your inhale. So let's inhale here. And feel the shoulders draping open. Exhale, let everything melt down. And I don't want this to be a strong breath. I want it to be a nice, natural, flowing, soft breath. Gazing up to the ceiling, shutting down the eyes if you need to. Feeling that stretch across the chest, maybe between the rib cage, where your diaphragm is, so important. And when we start breathing like this, you might feel any sort of emotions, any tension starting to just come to the surface. Just please let it go. This is your space and your time. Good. And then bring the arms over your shoulders, palms facing in, shoulders just drop into the mat, soft elbows. We're going to do that again, but we're going to take it into a movement. So we're going to open out just so that the elbows touch the mat, but you've got this kind of like you're holding a big ball. And then exhale, bring the arms in. Inhale, open out. Really pull the ball like you're stretching the ball wide, and then exhale. Starting to engage the lower abdominals here. Pulling and exhale. Keeping that pelvis nice and neutral. Try not to let the lower back start to drop down. Expansive breath. Exhale, ring out. And exhale, slowing everything down. And last one. Exhale in. Turn the palms away from you. Press the arms down onto the mat. Make sure your shoulders are open and just scoot your feet in a little bit closer towards your bottom. Your feet are still parallel. There's only about fist distance between your knees and your ankles. Let's breathe in. And as you exhale, I want you to tuck your tailbone under, imprint your lower back, push your rib cage down. So the whole of your spine is now on the mat. Now press into your feet, and we're going to curl our way up into a bridge. So use your arms, opening the chest, gazing up, maybe slightly behind you, up into your bridge. Ribs are in, tailbone is tucked under, legs are working. Press into the big toe knuckles. And then just start to melt down on your next exhale. So really think about the middle of your shoulder blades spreading. Upper back, back of the ribs, lower back, back of the hips. Spread them down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, spinning the tailbone under, lower back. Then we start to peel up. Pressing into the feet so there's no weight into your head, but your arms are pressing down to open the front of your body. Your knees are not flaring outwards. Inhale. Exhale, melt down, upper back, back of the ribs. Pull the heels towards your bottom. Find those hamstrings, stretching down. Lower back, back of the hips, let them relax. One more time. Pulling the sit bones together, tucking under, imprinting first. Press into those feet. Don't let your weight start to drift into your head. And lifting up into your bridge. Now from here, I'm going to get you to take your hands underneath and wrap your shoulders underneath you. Interlace your fingers into a little fist. We're still not in yoga class, so we're not going to push the chest up. We're going to keep the ribs connected, and we're going to keep the bridge a little bit lower, so you get that nice rib-hip connection. Okay, so we still have a nice open chest. The chin is up, and you're going to do a little swing side to side with the hips. So imagine a hammock shape. Dipping down, almost so that your bottom touches your fingertips. And the ribs are still in, they're not flaring. We don't want to get into the lower back, but we're kind of doing one little squeeze of the left glute and then a squeeze of the right glute. Keeping that chest nice and open. Little swing, mobilizing to the lower back. And then a couple more. Pressing into each foot, noticing all these little details. Then bring yourself back to a stable, neutral place. A little bit more of a tuck under with the tailbone. Pull your heels towards your bottom.
So now you're going to take your arms away. So really solidify through your legs as you sweep the arms behind you. Reach, reach, reach. Now I'm going to say let's puff our chest and gaze behind us. Reach the fingertips away. Lift and breathe in. And then start to roll down super slowly. Now as you roll, pull your fingertips away from your kneecaps. And really spin the tailbone under, bone by bone by bone. Using your breath to roll all the way down. Just bring your feet a little bit further away from you now. And circling our arms in, we're going to pull our left knee in towards us and lift the head, neck and chest. So think about double leg stretch, but with one leg. Okay, so a little squeeze in, elbows are nice and wide. And as we take the leg just in line with the other leg, we're going to sweep the arms behind us again, reach through the toes and the fingertips, and then opening, pulling in, recoiling, stretch. So adjust the other leg so it feels nice and comfortable. Inhale, find that big opening through the upper back, pull in. Doesn't matter if your lower back imprints here. In fact, it might feel quite nice to stretch it out. So really drawing the knee in towards you, circling the arms back. Just gentle abdominal work, but focusing in on that nice compression through the hip. And then we'll go for one more. Good, placing that foot down, drawing the other knee in. Give it a good squeeze, shoulders connect, jaw is relaxed. Let's sweep the arms behind us again, reach the leg long, and then draw your head, neck and chest up, pull your knee in. Engage the abdominals, pull them down towards the mat. Reach the leg long, reach it out of your hip, and circle back in. And we extend, reach, lengthen. Find those muscles, tilt the chin, bring yourself up, compress. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull in. Let's bring the other leg up to join. Join in the stretchy fun. As we pull the knees in towards our forehead, let the shoulders relax. Take a good stretch here. Take the hands behind your thighs and roll your way up. Hands go behind. Extend the legs to the front corner of the mat. Bend the knees if you need to. Otherwise, sit up nice and tall, knees to the ceiling, toes to the ceiling. Arms out in front. Pull your ribs up off your pelvis. Lift, lift, lift. Spine stretch. Tuck your chin up and over. Ears in line with your biceps, and we reach forwards. Okay, so we're not hinging from the hips. We want to stretch our spine. Gaze is directly down. Reach the heels away and squeeze your glutes now. And then ripple yourself all the way back up. Shoulders connect down onto the mat. Onto the mat, onto your shoulders, onto your back. Breathing in. And exhale, reaching forwards as the abs and the ribs pull back, back, back. Your heels press forwards, your glutes are squeezing. Stretch the spine. Articulate back up. One more time. Nice and tall. Push the heels away if you've got straight legs. Find your seat. Find those glutes. Reaching forwards. Pull the ribs back. Find the stretch. And articulate all the way back up. Good, bring one leg in, bring the other leg in. Take the arms down, let's take them to one side. We're gonna flip over onto our front. Okay, a little swan dive here. So, little prep really for swan dive. Arms down, capital W position so that your shoulders feel relaxed. Nose is hovering up off the mat. And your legs are pressing away. So all 10 toes down onto the floor or the mat. And I want you to straighten your legs. So straight legs, open the back of the knees. And the weight is in the front of the pelvis and into your elbows. Okay, we're gonna roll a little ball underneath our nose. We're gonna roll it forwards, just a little, and lift up through the upper back. Now pull the abs in and up, and then roll all the way back down. We're not gonna lift those forearms today. Exhale to come down,
Inhale, rolling up, really pulling the crown of your head away from your toes. Stretching the front of your body. Inhale, take it up. Legs are long, weight into the pubic bone, abs in and up. Using your breath now. Inhale up. Try not to let the neck extend. Back of your head stays in line with the back of your rib cage. Press into those elbows and imagine you're pulling them in towards the center of your body. Inhale, take it up. Stretch the spine, weight into the pubic bone. Exhale down, one more time. Good, if you want to come with me, I'm going to start to lift up a little bit higher, pull the elbows in, pull the rib cage back a little bit, abs are in, open the front of the hips, lift the gaze, elbows draw in and down as we melt through the front of the body. Beautiful. Send it down, hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes and press yourself back into rest. Keep the toes tucked under. Stretching through the sides of the body and the lower back. Let your forehead drop down. So a nice little bend through the balls of the feet. Maybe you pull your inner heels together a little bit. But I really want you to find that length through both sides of your body. Spread the fingertips wide. Maybe a stretch underneath the armpits. And then focus in on your breath again. So lovely deep breath into your lower back, to the waistband of your leggings. And exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Now focus your breath into your upper back. You can drop your elbows down now if that's more comfortable. And just feeling that puffing up through the upper back with your breath. Inhaling, forehead is heavy. Really nice little release point between the eyes there, so maybe you rock your head side to side if that feels good for you. And then we're going to walk our hands towards our knees and come up into a kneeling position. Oh, that was nice. Okay, sit yourself up, untuck your toes. Again, our feet are in line with our knees. And we're imagining that there's a little yoga block between our knees. Okay, so everything is nice and parallel. From here, arms out to the side, shoulders nice and easy. I want you to really tuck your tailbone under and open the front of your body for a little thigh stretch. So you're going to slide back, the ribs stay connected down towards the hips as we pull the arms in and then open back out. Inhale and exhale, pressing into the shins, coming as far as you can without dipping into the lower back, without the ribs popping, so the ribs close in. Inhale up. Try gazing down. The ribs close in, the gaze comes down. We open out. Hamstrings firing, stretching and strengthening the quads. Stretching through the front of the knees. And then we'll go for the last one. Tucking that tailbone under, squeezing the hips forwards. Ribs are in and open back up. Arms come down. Okay, bring your left foot out in front of you. Take a little lunge forwards. Just find a nice stretch. Try not to dump down too much into your pelvis here. Lifting up a little bit. So a little bit of tension down into your leg on the mat. Take a deep breath and sweep the arms up. Let's stretch and open. And sink back down into a nice hamstring stretch. So we slide forwards, lift up. Slide back, hamstring. Making it really nice and flowing.
Again, doesn't have to look a certain way. I just want you to feel a hamstring stretch and a lovely opening through the hip and the chest. Front body, back body stretch. Last one. Good. And bring it down into your hamstring stretch. Coming forwards and switching over. Okay. Good. So nice little lunge here. Finding that lift from the ribs, from the pelvis. Good. We're going to reach up, 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 finding that nice hip flexor stretch, and then sliding down, adjusting a leg if you need to. Hamstring, forehead to knee, lift up. Push back. Use your breath. Might feel a little bit more challenging, just with the balance and the maybe feeling a little bit tight through the hamstrings. Don't worry. We're working through it. That's why we're here. Reach. Where can we just ease our body into? And then last one. All the way back. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Bring the knee underneath you. Hands come down. Little cat-cow. Rippling through, lifting the chest, lifting the sit bones. Tucking under. Really feeling the movement of your spine. Finding some gratitude in the movement of your spine. And visualizing that length, space between your vertebrae. Last one. Nice long spine now. Come into a nice long line. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up. Up stretch position. Starting to walk out through your feet. And I want you to really press each heel down and then bend deeply into the opposite leg. Let's connect the shoulders down onto the back and push the bottom away. Finding that real sense of length and stretch. Good. Now walk the feet in towards the hands and then walk the hands towards your feet. Let your head drop down. Take a few little pulses up and down here, little bounces. And then just softening your gaze, softening your jawline. Let your head be heavy. Take a deep breath in and imagine that your pelvis is staying really stable and your ribs are pulling away from it. With your breath in, we lengthen. Using gravity to help us. And when you're ready, we're going to start to roll up. So let's imagine the back of your hips pulling down towards your heels. And you're going to use your lower abdominals to do that. So draw the back of the hips down towards the heels. Let your head be heavy, ribs pulling back. Feet rooted into the mat as we articulate ourselves all the way up, opening the front of the hips. Breathing in here. Exhale, tucking the chin up and over, bend the knees, pull the ribs back, tuck the tailbone under, we reach forwards. Instead of reaching directly down towards your feet, reach a little bit further forwards. Find your C curve, weight into your toes. Breathe in. Exhale again, pulling the back of the hips down towards the heels. Use your legs, feel the inner thighs working. Roll yourself back up. One more time here. Again, let's indulge in this. Up and over. Reaching forwards, bending through the knees. Pull, pull, pull that spine nice and long. Reaching down, trying not to let the bottom stick out. We want to tuck it right under. Pull the back of the hips towards your heels as we roll back up. Do it as many times as you want. Coming up to standing. Arms down by your sides, palms facing forwards. Taking a lovely deep breath in. And a nice settling breath out. Again, breathing in.
Breathing out. I really hope you feel relaxed, mobilized, and lengthened and strengthened. I'll see you soon.